What do you think Sari... Let's try that again.
Hello Whovians, Crispy Bro here, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for sticking around. After his small cameo in last week's video, we are once again joined by Finlay Robertson, or as we know him, Larry Nightingale. A couple weeks back I asked you guys, hey, what questions do you want to ask him? And you sent them through, and he's replied, and we're going to watch it today. It's going to be a lot of fun. But before we get into it, hey, why not subscribe to this channel? We make Doctor Who videos every single week, and why not like this video, as it does help out the algorithm a lot. Thank you very much. And of course, go and check out The Lonely Assassins. It's out now. It is so much fun, and would definitely recommend, and Finlay is a big part of that. Anyway, without further ado, Mr. Finlay Robertson, or Larry Nightingale, take it away.
This is a question from Liam Hennigan. What do you think Sally and Larry are up to these days? If we look at the game, it seems as if they haven't worked out romantically. Sally, I imagine, is off doing something very important and proper. In terms of using her brain, maybe working for, I don't know, MI6. And Larry, I think might be, I think he's kind of working in the laundrette. He owns a laundrette. But I also I'd like to think that he's actually got a band and he plays music, and they're really like good, and they make him happy, and they are perhaps the best unsigned band in that part of the world ever. Red Archer, how did you end up reprising the role of Larry? Did you hear about the game and reach out, or did May's Theory approach you? May's Theory approached me, wrote me an email and said, do you want to meet Larry again? And I said, yeah. And yeah, we just took it from there. Aaron Ems, if you could return to the show, which villain would you like to face next? Well, as a kid, I loved the Cybermen and obviously the Daleks. As a grown-up, I would love to play the villain that was played by Olivia Colman, because I was at university with her, and she's a wonderful person, as well as a brilliant actor. And I'd love to work with her. What was the best thing about filming Blink and also The Lonely Assassins? The best thing about filming Blink was you were just aware that you were joining part of a universe with dedicated fans, and you were contributing to some sort of canon. You know, there's a whole world, and the respect and the love that it's held with. It kind of made you feel kind of really proper, as well as the kind of the secrecy. You weren't allowed to, you had to be really careful with your scripts. You weren't allowed to read them on the train, because apparently people had their scripts photographed on the train. And then actually just filming it, working with Carrie was just great. The Lonely Assassins, the best thing was just coming and meeting Larry again, really. And finding that voice again. It was the voice that I remember I based on it when we were staying in the hotel in Cardiff. They were showing reruns of This Life. The kind of early mid-90s drama, and Andrew Lincoln played a character called Egg, and I used him as a template for my accent, because they needed my accent to match Lucy Gaskell's, who played my sister. And yeah, that was how I got into it. So it's kind of meeting him again, really, just great. Did Stephen Moffat ever indicate the true origins of the Weeping Angels? Their mysterious nature is one of the reasons why they're effective, in my opinion. That's Daniel 800. Not to me, but I think one of the reasons it's so successful is it really taps into a kind of childlike fear. What if those angels came to life? What is it that's behind their eyes? You can't, in stone, you don't see the eyeballs, you just see this kind of blank thing, and that is quite scary as an idea. Yeah, I think there is previous in terms of their origins in stories before this, but no, I think it's just like all best stories, they come straight from our imagination and have a universality about them. So yeah, I think angels and statues in general can be really scary. And as a kid, the idea of them coming to life would be terrifying. What was it like working with Carrie Mulligan? Brilliant. She just, you could just tell that she was really, really good, as well as being down to earth and very, very funny. Yeah, she's brilliant. And, you know, her work since then we've seen, she's a fantastic performer. She's just great. That was Oliver Hopkins who asked that question. Nathan's question, would you want to return to work with Jodie Whittaker and Carrie Mulligan? Yeah. I think Jodie's brilliant, and I think she's a fantastic doctor. I'm so pleased. I thought she was great before. I've seen her work. She was amazing in Broadchurch. Yeah, I think she's fantastic, and I think what she's done with Doctor Who is fantastic. And as I said, Carrie is great. I'd work with Carrie in a heartbeat. She's just wonderful. Oliver Burnell, were the Weeping Angels scary on set? Yeah, they were. There was a mixture of physical performers, you know, like the sort of the people you see, you know, outside the tube station where you put money and then they move, the statues, living statues. There are a few of those guys that I think worked in physical theatre, but there were also some genuine models. And the one with the face, that was scary. Very scary when I saw that for the first time. And again, you have them around and you forget on set, you forget which is real and which is the statue. So when what you think is a statue suddenly moves, it's really scary. So yeah, that was also, that was creepy. Yeah, they have a creepy air to them. Do you have any memorabilia from filming the episode? Not really. They're very strict. This is before kind of camera phones were kind of the quality they are now. And they're very strict. No phones on set, no pictures. But the wardrobe department, bless them, or the hair and makeup, they do these continuities. So you're wearing the same clothes for each scene, and if you're filming the same scene the next day and you've got dressed again, you need to look the same, so they'll take continuity shots. And now it's all on phones, but in those days it was on a Polaroid. So they did a Polaroid for continuity, and they'd say just one thing, you, and they'd take a step back so you could actually see, have a photo of you on a Polaroid of you in the TARDIS that you then sneak under your you would just sneak it away. Don't tell anybody. That was cool. So that was my kind of memorabilia. How embarrassing was it to film the middle of the night scene in the kitchen? Am I wearing pants? Yes, it was quite embarrassing. But you do it. I had a good selection of pants with me. And I made sure that I didn't see. Normally when filming you ask for, what's my frame size? What does it look like? And I don't really need to see that. And so just did it, and whenever that bit comes on, I just kind of skip forward. This is from Joe Duffy. That was Soph, and before that Declan about the memorabilia. Joe Duffy, did you have any techniques to keep your eyes from hurting a lot during the filming Against the Angels? Not that I remember. Just stay hydrated, I guess. You practice. You can actually, if you need to, hold it. But there are a few times where I'd have to hold them really open and then I would have to blink. But there wasn't like, you couldn't really put drops in or, I think that we were filming at night. So obviously we got tired, so that didn't help. And, you're propping yourself up with coffee. So again, that doesn't help. But no techniques allowed. You just have to tough it out and drink lots of water so you don't get dehydrated. Mikey McDonough. How does it feel to be in an episode of Doctor Who that is considered to be the best in the show's history? It feels great. I mean, it was a show I watched a lot as a kid and meant a lot. Tom Baker was my first Doctor, and then Peter Davison. And then I acted in a play, actually, with Peter Davison. And I've done a radio play for Big Finish with Tom Baker. So I have met and worked with those guys. But the idea of being in the show and the idea that show would be one of the, like I said, you're part of a canon, a part of a whole family, a part of a universe that means so much to so many people. You just feel very privileged. And for it to be regarded as highly as that is just wonderful. And Larry Nightingale, bless him. It was really, really lovely to play him. And yeah, it was a great episode. I love it. And yeah, I'll always remember it.